as we begin to celebrate and reflect upon everything that we've done and accomplished in our lives, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Keep going. Aim higher. Be stronger. Build up those empowerment muscles. You are worthy. You are seen. You are heard. You are loved. Hi everybody, it's Jackie Fernandez here, and today I want to talk to you about something that we're all probably going to come up against in the next few weeks and months as we, at least in the United States here, move in towards our holiday season. However, just as much as we look forward to these celebrations and spending time with friends and family, I know for many of us it can also seem very overwhelming, anxiety-ridden, frustration, and induced stress. So in the spirit of giving and receiving, this video, I want to focus on 5 gifts that you can give to yourself during this holiday season that will help you change your mindset and change the way you feel about your accomplishments or experiences that you've navigated over this, not only this past year, but throughout your entire lifetime, and actually begin to take note and give yourself a little bit of gratitude along the way. Here we go. Here are some 5 things that I think all of us can do, or I am going to consciously continue to do as we move into this holiday season. And the first one is self-acceptance. As an empath as a child, as a highly sensitive person, and growing up in a large family, I learned certain behaviors in which I would adapt and base my achievements on obtaining value or showing my value and worth to others. Basically, asking everyone else to validate my worth by being a super achiever, someone who can achieve and accomplish things. And that is what made my world tick and go around, because what I noticed is when I did really well, it elicited a sort of intrinsic value feeling in me that felt good and made me feel like, oh, I'm worthy. One of the things that I've been practicing for many years now is I've done an inventory of things that I've experienced and accomplished in my life, and I've accepted them as my own accomplishments, meaning I've given myself the credit, the recognition, the admiration, and the adoration that I was seeking externally, and gave it to myself by journaling it out, writing myself letters, congratulating myself, taking myself out on a nice date to a spa or to dinner or whatever, to celebrate myself on my accomplishments and accepting anything that I have achieved. Meaning, if things didn't work out that well for me, accepting why it didn't work out that well, identifying what I really did amazing on, and carrying those lessons forward on my path through my journey as I continue down this adventure we're calling life. So celebrating wins and losses, no matter in which way, shape, or form that they came in, because even if something was perceived to me as being negative or a loss in some sense, what I really learned about myself and about how I handle myself in those situations has really empowered me and has given me great courage and confidence to keep going, because I realize the only person I need to prove anything to is myself. I just need to be a better person today than I was the day before, and that is all I strive for. The second thing I wish for all of you to give and to receive to yourself this season is the gift of giving yourself permission. Permission, in my case, not to be perfect, as I tend to hold on to this illusion of perfectionism and not getting things started or finishing things completely because I don't see the perfect vision. Permission to slow down, permission to think things out, permission to ask for help, permission to acknowledge that I've needed help, permission to try something knowing that it may or may not go as expected, permission to fail, permission to accept those failures, permission to learn from those failures or perceived failures, permission to try again, permission to keep going, permission to drop old limiting beliefs that may have made me act or behave in a certain way, and permission to embrace new ways of being, permission to embrace bravery to actually behave and execute on the new behaviors that I wish to facilitate out there in my relationships and communications, permission to become and be more authentically me, regardless of reactions or feedback. Give yourself the gift of granting yourself permission to be, act, do things differently. Embrace it, because the more that you embrace it, you will begin to feel the ease within yourself of embracing what is most authentically and holistically you. The third thing on my list is the gift of time. Now you're going to say, Jackie, don't we already have enough time? Look at the situation that we're in. Yes, that is true. However, what I am noticing, the longer that we go or are experiencing COVID, the element of time is fleeting. So I really want you to sit down and reprioritize with yourself the importance of your time. Some people have filled up their time with more busyness of just doing more work, because some of us are working remotely and at home. And if we don't have the other distractions that we're used to having in our day, then it's easy to prove that we are valuable or accomplishing something by filling up our time with either more work or busyness work that doesn't really add value or give back to yourself. In a world where we were so busy before, and we had inklings and inklings of dreams of, gosh, if only I had more time to do X, to do Y, to do Z. Give yourself the gift of that time now and always. The fourth thing I have on my list today is forgiveness. It is very easy, and some of us have been trained to basically always look for the negative and be hyper critical of everything and everyone. I am extremely familiar with this. I am so self-critical on myself. It's amazing. And it's easy for me to find flaws rather than to find the goodness and the possibilities in things. It is something I trained myself on forever and will continue to train myself on. And it's actually a joy to train myself on the act of forgiveness, not only for myself, but forgiveness for others. Because when you don't forgive someone, you're the only one who's suffering. You're the only one who suffers. And you're trying to bring changes to something that has already happened in the past. And even though in some situations, if you try to rectify it, if it's been with another person and it hasn't happened, and if it still is holding up space in your heart or in your soul, it's holding up its wasted space. In some instances, and I've done this a lot over the years, and especially in this last year, is I've had to forgive myself for maybe the way I was acting or being, or things that have come out of my mouth that I've not been able to rectify with another individual or take back. I've had to forgive myself for doing that and make the promise to myself to do better. Forgiveness is one of the best gifts that we can give ourselves. It helps clear up emotional space so we can begin to process new experiences that come in. So instead of harboring and staying anchored in the past over things that we have no control of and may have no control of, regardless of where we go in life and if these people are still with us or not in life, give yourself the gift of forgiveness always. And the last one is belief. I want you to sit down and make a list of all those areas in life where you feel like you still might be struggling. Everything just might feel like it's a little bit of a challenge, or you're trying to make it forward in one space, but just can't seem to get ahead. I want you to sit down and really just flip the switch and ask yourself, how would this situation change if I absolutely believed it was going to happen. So instead of thinking of all the possibilities of why things won't happen or can't happen or may not happen, what if we sit down and thought about the beliefs of this is a yes, and it is going to happen. And I'm not completely sure exactly how it's all going to come together end to end for it to happen. But I am going, and there's a lot of hurdles that I can identify that might be in my way, that might place me in fear as to why things are not going to happen. But I want you to sit down, and if there's a goal that you want to achieve, whether it be starting your own business, leaving a partnership or relationship and trying to find something new, moving on to your next career goal, your next job. Spirit likes that I'm talking about that because that got a big bang. So I would like you to give yourself the gift of belief. Belief in yourself, belief that you're worthy, belief that you can do it. I want you to have belief that it is all happening in the right way, in the right order, according to the right timing for you to reach your highest potentials and express at your highest self. So I hope you found this video helpful. I know the angels did because they made a painting fall for me, which is highly rare, I'll say that. But in any case, I hope those are 5 things that you will gift to yourself this holiday season as we begin to celebrate and reflect upon everything that we've done and accomplished in our lives. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Keep going. Aim higher. Be stronger. Build up those empowerment muscles. You are worthy. You are seen. You are heard. You are loved. Until next time, feel free to go check out some of where I live on other places on the interweb over at my website at JackieMFernandez.com. You can find me out on Facebook at Jackie M. Fernandez or on Instagram at Jackie M. Fernandez Coach. Until next time, be well.